duty service from our job for the turn up for the activity for the war.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Christmas time came, and we were off and running, and heading north through the islands from that location. So we're no longer a training unit. We were an active, ready for duty work.
Really?
Which turned out to be a attachment to the full duty of the need for the the landing group, the whole landing group.
Was the landing coming in after you?
Yeah, we're all in together for attachment and ready for war, and the ships were ahead, and and we were uppacked, and then climbing up on the ropes of this unit. They took us out in boats, and we climbed up on ropes into the landing craft, and that was the beginning of the final hitch to be active.
To beat the Japanese?
Huh?
To beat the Japanese?
Yeah. And we did not meet them actively from the boats, from the landing craft. They were not there, but we were immediately in creating our captain, our unit on land for what we needed to be and do for the appearance of the Japanese.
Mm-hmm. You were ready for them.
And my job was to recognize with complete infamy duty to be in the camping ground for activity, and that was where I was in the campground, and we did have some actual and things going on that have been in getting prisoners.
Oh, wow.
And
interrogating,
caregiving prisoners that we had to identify and
question,
and lock them up and have them identified what kind of unit they recommended, and which was all the main objective, and the size and the actual performance ability of the units that we identified still being in the place where they had occupied. And we caught different levels of of units and numbers. I don't remember how many and so on, but it was up to the point where we're set to go, and our objectives are clearly identified, and then we came up to I think it was Cabana Swan was the name of the location where our campground was, digging in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the nightly function of being under attack of the Japanese artillery coming out of the mountains.
They were coming down and hitting you?
Coming down from the mountains every night.
Wow.
Every night you have to have your foxhole ready, and whatever movement out of the day was just what it was. We never knew what kind of forces were going to be active until they were.
Did anyone ever get Did anyone ever get hit?
Well, our duty was to give the commander and my assistant and the captain first-rate knowledge of how we were doing and what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that just developed. Some nights maybe with it, but there was a period of maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, roughly, to go through that episode under duress. And at that point, it was leveling out of the Japanese forces, because the Navy was backing us up and supporting our visionary experience to safeguard the unit for its cleanliness of the Japanese. And once that was done, which was a matter of weeks, we had duties up and down the coast to clean up locations that came out of the bushes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some Japs here, Japs in here, and I mean, you never knew what was coming out of the woods.
Yeah.
And
that's why you had your 45.
Huh?
That's why you had your 45.
Yeah. And every day, our units were given orders to perform and act, do their duty until such time as the place was swept clean of Japanese. So I was not an interpreter, but I worked with one, and our team did too, to keep informed on what is going on.
So would they always talk?
And what?
Would they talk? Would they talk? Would they talk, the prisoners?
To you?
Yeah.
Japanese?
Yeah.
if we caught them, they were identified and they surrendered. They surrendered. But we were backed up by knowledge of the event and enforced by the Japanese, who were some surrendered and cleaned up their location, and that just took place along the coast. We don't know how many miles it was of their occupation and which way they were going. If we landed on the beach, were they going up there or were they going to the island, down the island? That's my best memory, is that took a certain amount of time to come to a heading of all clear.
Wow, and you finally got there.
And then we were able pretty much to go